So, we're back a week later. And last week, we actually discussed about the Roman aqueducts and how the Romans gave water to the imaginary Verbonia. By the way, you like a new shirt? We got that from our grandparents. They're legal theme, because we love Lego. But, back to the topic. So, before we discussed aqueducts, now we're discussing the city. From the book City by David Macaulay. Again. That last video had some pretty long discussions, so that's why we split it. So, let's go back to the beginning of the story. So, this is at the court of Rome, which is not necessarily needed to be known about. But here this is. So here's how it worked. After the Po Valley Trading Center was washed away, along with an old bridge, military engineers were dispatched to the area. And here, this guy is a Roman priest who just killed a rabbit and studied its liver. This sounds extremely gory, but it does have some truth. If the liver of the animal is bad and with faults, then that means there must be something bad in the area. Although they thought this to be an omen, it still works anyway.
That's very smart.
The army engineers also checked for stagnant pools of water that could hinder any foundations. Luckily, they also found that there was no faults. And so here it is. In this case, this is what they did. So here is not the new city of Verbonia, which is soon to come. This is actually a Roman military camp. And this tiny bridge is a boat bridge. Now here's a road leading here into the to-be Verbonia. Surrounding it is countryside and farmland. Now, these are the plans, which is labeled Verbonia, the master plan. In reality, it wouldn't be in English, but you get the thing. Anyway, the survey of the, as I told you earlier, are public baths that have some other features. Bookshelves, gymnastics areas, and even places to commune.
Okay, I have a question.
What?
So in the past, if people want to take a shower, they have to go to the bathhouse.
Yes, but in Roman times, they only took baths once a week, which was pretty stinky. However, it is true that they did use perfumes to cover up the smell if they could afford to. And when they did bathe, they took it very, 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 very serious. Baths.
Another question too.
What?
So I heard that the rich people, they have their own bath. Is that true?
Well, to be fair, there's actually a tinier relaxation area inside rich people's villas. It didn't count as a bath, but it did have some cool stuff that the regular baths did not have. For example, faucets, fountains, and even a shrine to the lairs, who were gods that protected the households. So yeah, so back to the master. So if you remember what ferme are, good job for you. But of course, for those who didn't remember, sorry, you'll have to watch episode 1 again. So the plan states there were fountains. These little squares are fountains. They represented public fountains. Here was a theater. Here was an amphitheater. Here was a future market, and a reservoir.
Okay, I have another question. What is the difference between a theater and an amphitheater?
An amphitheater was where gladiators fought, and it had a special roof called a velarium to protect the seating area from rain.
In the theater, non-violent shows were shown there, like Greek plays. Well, you get the idea.
And even though at sometimes the theaters had a valarium too, it is admitted that most of them did not have that such.
Only the very rich theaters could have.
In case you're wondering what a valarium is,
It's a roof made of sails. And the people who operated the roof were former or hired sailors. Alright, so now we're going to discuss everything very, very quickly. We won't talk anymore about this. So there was a forum where government discussions were held, markets, future fermes, reservoirs, and an aqueduct connection.
In case you were wondering what these blank squares are, they are insulae, which were blocks, city blocks, filled with living spaces and the like.
Alright, this is a typical insulae.
Insula.
House, workshop, apartments, house, apartment, shop, apartments, alleys, house, apartments, house, shop, workshop, house.
And there were sidewalks and a public fountain.
Sidewalks, public fountains, alleys, back streets. You get the idea. Alright, now you're going to speed up everything very, very quickly. So they built roads,
A wall,
workshops, the forum, everything. They built lots of stuff. But before we end, there's one person we really want to talk about. A fictional man called Marcus
Licinius,
who was a baker. So his house was rented to him. And he knew that being a baker would make a good living because the town was just starting.
and it needed bread as its main meal.
So he made a bakery, and this is it. And
This is his
and this
is his house. The dining room, the atrium, the kitchen, the toilet, and this is a shop for somebody else named Lucius. Next, here's a library, and here's a peristyle.
upstairs is where he lived. Okay, you want to know the atrium and the peristyle, or the atrium is the living room, and the peristyle is relaxation.
The relaxation.
And now you know. So you may be wondering who's Lucius. Lucius is a jeweler. That's probably all you need to know. He's renting part of the house from Marcus, who now owns the property and is renting part of it to Lucius. He is a jeweler because he knows it will be very profitable because the rich, wealthy people who move in will want jewelry to show off their fabulous wealth.
But anyway, moving on to the peristyle. This is what the peristyle is. Here's a shrine to the Lairs, who were the gods. A fountain,
Sometimes with goldfish. And a place where you can sit, relax, and forget all
put
your
your
worries.
feet in.
It was a place where you could forget all your worries. Alright, so now conclusion for the second episode. In the first one we talked about aqueducts, now we talk about the city. We talked about the structures, what they built, roads, etc. Well, we're very sorry that we couldn't give you an in-depth description.
Just we hoped.
Because the video is getting awfully long. So, yeah, that's it. So, please
Like and subscribe.
and if you do, thank you. Bye.
So what if they don't?
Don't forget to please share our videos.
And if you don't subscribe, well, do it now.